I'm going to do some gesture drawing today for the homework on our Notion study guide in the gesture drawing portion. These are our notes, and I have a ton of resources for you guys to use. First, I'm starting off with some 30-second gesture drawing exercises. These aren't very good. I don't advise to use these as an example of how to do gesture drawings, but for a 30-second warm-up, it's pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with making the progress that I did as I went on to the longer timed exercises. So typically you want to start off with the head, draw the spine line, and then the torso. I like to later on add another step and draw the stick figure first. This next sketch isn't a part of the gesture drawing homework in the Notion study guide. This is just me trying out a sketch just to see how the exercises will impact my actual practice. So at the very end, I'm going to redo the sketch and see what's different. As I do more gesture drawings, you're going to see that I get less scratchy and more confident with my lines, and I think that was one valuable thing that I was able to take away from doing these practices. This next one is a 1-minute gesture drawing practice. I'm going to do 3 of them. I felt a little more confident with these. I wasn't as scratchy, although I still kind of am. There wasn't any too crazy foreshortening, so I think it was a little bit easier, although the flow is still a little missing. I like this one where I could exaggerate the spine, but also exaggerating the spine is something I have to work on. I noticed that as I watched back and looked at my videos, I didn't exaggerate things as much as I could. Everything is supposed to be about rhythm and flow. Oh, and with this last 1-minute gesture drawing practice, I started getting a little bit more of the hang of it, even though this one I should have probably exaggerated that bottom leg a little more and lifted it up to help the form. But with that last one, I started doing this thing where I started sketching out like a stick figure form of the pose first, and honestly it really helped. It's a method that people teach when they teach gesture drawings, and it's one that I kind of forgot to actually put into practice until halfway through. But you know, as you go on, you get better. This pose, it was really fun. I love how open his body is and they're all reaching to different areas. It feels very pushed. And this next practice, I really liked how it worked with that other pose. It kind of looked like the hands are connecting. Anyways, I probably shouldn't say this, but gesture drawings low-key also help you cheat anatomy. It's easier to draw a flow than anatomically correct bodies. That's probably why my drawings looked better once I understood gesture, even though I didn't have a lot of anatomy knowledge yet in the beginning. Honestly, I still don't, and I think that's what's kind of carrying me right now. Like, the observational skills you gain by putting in the time to do gesture drawing practices. And with the whole observation thing, when I started doing gesture drawings, or gesture, I guess, drawing exercises, my skills jumped super far. I started noticing new landmarks that I haven't noticed before. Body landmarks are things within the body that help you create accurate sketches. That's why people study anatomy. And in gesture, these landmarks aren't like skeleton parts and stuff, but more about flow. Like, for example, in her body, it looks like, let's see, like her inner leg on the left side, it looks like it also connects with her torso. Like, if you drew a line from the torso and the leg, that's like one line. And honestly, I didn't really notice it when I was drawing it here, but when I'm examining it like this, that's one like one flow line. I don't know, I just made that word up. I think this one is a 2-minute practice. Yeah, this one is a 2-minute practice, and I'm starting to spend a lot more time on individual things, and I'm not as scratchy with my lines so much anymore. But honestly, that probably means I should practice some 30-second 1-minute gesture drawings. So I practice drawing long, confident lines rather than scratchy stuff. When I learned from Maria from 21 Draw, Mark, I forgot his last name, Mark and someone else, I think it was Sam, does art. Usually once you get into the 2-minute and 5-minute gesture drawings, that's when you start adding some shadow, working on the facial features a bit, and then the hair. By a bit, I mean like just a really small bit. So the clock is actually about to stop. I think I draw like a heart or something. Oh yeah, that's when the clock stopped, but I decided to go a little further because I really wanted to add some hair and emotion to her face. I didn't really get into it too much. So I'm going to talk about the process a little more. I started off with the head, and then I draw a bit of the shoulders, like the angle of the shoulders. I drew in that spine line, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the name. But it's that big line that's supposed to represent the biggest flow in your body. Oh, I used my eraser there. I wasn't supposed to do that. That's like a gesture drawing rule. You're not supposed to use your eraser. Anyways, so you're supposed to start with the head, go in with the spine, create a little stick figure person version of the body you're about to draw, and then I drew in the top torso, then the pelvis area, and now I'm slowly adding that first leg and then the leg behind it. I think personally I probably need to work on not being so scratchy, but just drawing quick, confident lines, because that's what gesture drawing is all about, and I don't really think I hit that very well. I also wish I didn't spend so much time like working on little parts and adding teeny bits of like darker lines. I wish I took the time to add some shadow and highlights to some places and to show like some more form, but oh well, next time. I'm redoing this drawing. I started with that stick figure pose that I started using during the 1-minute sketch. I draw in that torso, get that bend of the back, and then I draw in the legs. And this isn't really a gesture drawing, this is me trying to sketch with a mix of gesture drawing, if that makes sense. There's also no time here. I feel like the lines here, compared to my first attempt of this drawing, is a lot more confident and light and less scratchy. That might also be because I already worked on this one once. Maybe that's why this drawing comes out a little better than the first time I tried it. But I also think that the gesture drawing that I practiced had an influence on this too. The pose flows a lot better here. I think we got better at gesture drawing as we went on. Yay! Good job for doing your Notion homework to Whimsy Faye and Kudo. Don't forget about our Notion art competition sponsored by 21 Draw. They have really cool courses, go check it out. Please donate to my coffee if you found this valuable and would like to see more from me. All references and links are down below. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!